Hello, 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 hello. Aze, Abrabonewa. We sometimes find ourselves in a space of not knowing where we are going. And sometimes too, we are just wondering what this whole thing called life is about. Today on TechChef Africa, we are going to have a conversation centered on finding the person called me. This is through recreation and self-awareness. And the conversation that we are going to have is with no other person than MamiSerwaa Amoakohene. MamiSerwaa is a social entrepreneur, international speaker, an artist, and also the CEO of 3Piece Solutions. Without further ado, right, let's welcome MamiSerwaa. Hello guys, so now MamiSerwaa is here, and I forgot. I'm Nanefa Benyao, I'm your host, and MamiSerwaa is our guest today. So I think the last time I saw her was since 2020. I think early 2021, no, 2020, actually 2020. And I'm happy to have her on TechChef Africa today. So quickly, before we dive into what she is going to cook for us, and also we have a conversation about finding the person called me, MamiSerwaa will quickly go and wash her hands and join us back. Yeah, so as I already said, MamiSerwaa is the CEO of 3Piece Solutions. And one thing I really know about her when it comes to creativity is that she loves to sketch a lot. That's why she is an artist. And she's also superly good at programs management, but that's not the conversation for today. So we are just going to limit ourselves to finding the person called me. MamiSerwaa will be here very soon. So yeah, welcome back.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, so whilst you clean your hands, can you let us know what you're cooking for us today and the ingredients that you'll be using for your food?
Okay, so what I'm gonna be cooking is called salt pepper fish. It is an Asian recipe that I fell in love with.
Okay.
So salt pepper fish. So it's that. I mean, the name says it all. So we have a fillet or boneless fish, fillet fish. I think this is whitening. So pretty much you can use any other fish that you want as long as it's boneless.
Boneless, okay.
Yes. So we have our protein here, and then our vegetables. So cabbage, carrots, onions, and then we have peppers, garlic, ginger, green peppers, and green onions.
Yeah.
And then we have our black pepper. There we go. And oil, and then a little bit of sugar, salt. And that is basically all the ingredients. Oh, before I forget, cornstarch. Yeah, cornstarch.
Yeah.
So this recipe is one that even people that don't like fish love it because it has the spiciness of it. Some people are concerned because of the salt, but believe it or not, it just gives it a little pop here and there.
All right.
Once we're done, you love it. And did I make mention rice?
Oh, right.
Yeah, and most Asian dishes don't have sauce.
Yeah.
So just mostly the vegetables and the rice. So today we're going all
What's your special memory behind this food from growing up?
So this is one that so the first time I had salt pepper fish was actually in a Chinese restaurant, and I loved it. And I actually followed up to find out how to make it. And my favorite memory about this is a friend of mine. She's actually Panamanian, and their culture is very similar to our culture, where the family comes together. So there's all this big cooking and everything.
Yeah.
And every single time the request is, make sure you bring salt pepper fish. It's like that's all they want me to do. They don't want me to do anything else but salt pepper fish.
Hello there, if you are watching today, I'm also about to taste her salt pepper fish, and I can't wait for it though. One thing I love about MamiSerwaa's outfit today has to do with the whole natural hair combo. and the African prints. You know, she's looking lovely. I know that you can attest to that. Yeah, so we are done from here. MamiSerwaa.
Yes.
In summary, just tell us a little bbit about you growing up.
Okay. So I grew up in Ghana. I would say born in Kolobu.
Okay.
Yes, Kolobu.
Okay.
And then grew up Tesano. My childhood was a fun childhood. Okay. That's one thing that I can't say enough. My parents made sure that we were kids. And all I remember is we played and played and played and played. Our house, I mean, so growing up, there were 4 of us. I was the only girl.
Oh,
yes.
Interesting.
Only girl, till I got sick and tired of being the only girl and told my mom, make babies. And yes, my mom had 2 more girls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
Yes, I had to make a demand. So I told my sisters, they're the reason. I'm the reason they are here. Because I requested them and they came for. So childhood was A-okay.
Okay, all right. So with your food, what are we going to start with?
Protein.
Protein.
Yes.
So yeah.
So first this fish has already been washed. And what we're going to do is we're just going to cut them into little pieces.
Okay.
Take it all off. Okay. And I actually prefer using scissors because it's much, much faster. So just cut it into little nice bite sizes. And if you don't have boneless fish, you can actually debone the fish yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't, it just means that you have to have extremely sharp knife just to be able to cut the fish in half and then take the bone out.
I know by now someone is just wondering, isn't this costly? So MamiSerwaa, we just want to find out from our viewers who are watching and are interested in, you know, preparing something like this. To you, how much does this fish cost?
So we actually got a pack of this for about 20 Ghana.
Okay.
I think it was even less than that.
Less than, yeah.
Yeah, so with the taxes and everything, you're looking at about 20 Ghana and you get 6 pieces of it. So if you have a crew of people that are extremely hungry.
Yeah, like some people we know of.
Then you may want to get extra, but because we are chopping it into little chunks, everybody will get a taste of it. But if you want to kind of like pig out on this, definitely buying a little bit more will help.
All right.
So we're talking about a pack, 20 Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the ingredients, just all fresh vegetables, which you can get at any
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And these are things that you have in your house. You got black pepper, you have your salt. So it's not anything extraordinary. And which is what I love about this recipe. It's just nothing extraordinary, just basic ingredients that you have. It's just the process.
All right. And if there is one thing I've known MamiSerwaa for, is that she is a coach. She is a mentor. She is an advisor. Like, sometimes I just wonder, this woman does she even have a problem? Because it's like everyone is running to her when they have something on their shoulders and they need consultation on, and that's what makes her MamiSerwaa, because she's genuine, trust me, and you definitely want to know her more. So I have known MamiSerwaa for a while, but one thing that stands out about her has to do with her projects through collaborations and support from the right people that she came up with. She was able to launch an initiative called Finding the Person Called Me. So MamiSerwaa, give us a history about finding about finding MamiSerwaa. About finding the person called me. Yeah.
So finding the person called me actually was.
Okay. You can just go ahead
just
and
quickly
do your stuff.
rinse my hands.
Right. Okay.
I just know it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the question, how to find the person? Okay. All right. So finding the person called me actually. Sometimes I find it very challenging to take credit for it because it started out as me trying to help a friend out.
Okay.
I had a friend that was looking for a job and she said, help me find a job. And as you know, I love business, so helping people find a job is not something that is top on my list.
Yeah.
However, I did help her, see what we can do together. So in the course of a conversation, she asked me a question, do I know my strengths? And I was like, oh, that's an easy question. And she said, no, not for her. And that when she goes to an interview and she gets asked this question, she struggles. And can I actually help her? I said, sure, I will help you answer that question. I was able to answer that question because I spent too much time by myself.
Okay.
I made mention that I was the only girl growing up. And so being an only girl, you have a lot of time by yourself. And coupled with imagination, you just end up asking yourself so many questions. And so finding the person called me was a result of me trying to help someone understand and be able to answer the question, do I know my strengths?
Wow.
And that was it.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And how has it evolved since this initiative started?
So,
because I know that this whole initiative have impacted a whole lot of people.
right.
Yeah, tell us more about that.
Okay. So May 27 will be 5 years.
Woo!
Since,
Woo!
yeah.
Woo! Yeah, five, strong five. Yeah.
5 years since we had our first mating program.
Okay.
And it was a 3-day program, and it was amazing. I actually thought, because this is the first time ever having a program in Ghana, first time ever doing a 3-day program, and I'm a nobody at the time. Nobody knew me. I was unheard of, and I said I was only going to have about 15 people because I don't know too many people that will come to a program called Find a Person Called Me. But to my surprise, I had close to 30 people each day showing up.
Wow.
And the feedback was, one, they were amazed that I actually put something like that together. Two, which was a big surprise to me, there was a lot of people that really have not taken time. And the feedback was, they know that they have to answer these questions, but somehow doing it on your own is a bit scary and intimidating.
Okay.
And so that's why they have not
okay.
taken that initiative. And what made the program really also fun was the fact that we actually do it together. So the first day we introduced to the whole concept of it. Everybody got a book, a copy of the book, and they were supposed to fill it. They took it home, came back the next day and said, sorry, we didn't. Yeah, I was so surprised. It was like, we didn't do it, but can we do it now?
Okay.
And doing it now was what really birthed the whole entire idea of, let's not send people home, but actually let's do it together. And as we discussed it, as other people will hear somebody else speak about their strength, they were like, oh wow, I didn't even think about that. And we talk about your weakness, we talk about so many different things. And when you hear other people sharing theirs, you're like, wait, I'm not crazy after all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was what really got Finding the Person Called Me.
All right.
Good.
So what's the next thing?
The next step is we're actually going to quickly cook this. We're going to use the cornstarch.
Okay.
So what I will need will be another bag.
Okay.
Now this is a trick that my mom, so just a plastic bag. My mom taught me growing up. It's actually really easy to coat fish quickly if you just put it in a plastic bag.
Really?
Yes. Seriously.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so just give me another bag.
Okay, another bag, and I went for a bowl. Sorry, guys. Okay.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna quickly deep fry this fish, coat it in with our cornstarch. Thank you.
Welcome.
So you just pour a little in here. Since we're gonna do economics on this thing.
Okay.
And then you just drop it in here. Then actually, I may just need your bowl that you brought.
All right.
I think I was too quick to turn it away.
I'm a visionary then.
Mm-hmm. Because once it's coated, we're gonna pour it in there.
In there. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So once I have my fish all in here, let me grab a paper towel real quick. And then we'll give it a good shaking.
A good shaking.
Yeah.
Now I have to learn this because this is my first time to watch someone cook fish. No, salt, pepper fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we actually need a bigger bag.
Okay.
In fact, no, it's okay. I'll use less fish.
I have bigger bag I can actually bring.
Bigger bag?
Yeah.
Okay.
For this work.
Oh, beautiful. Match my pepper. Oopsie. There we go.
Okay. So whilst you continue to prep your fish,
yeah.
The next thing I would want to ask is, how does one find themselves? How do you discover the real you, your potential, and everything that has to do with the true callings that the Almighty God has ordained you on this earth to perform?
So it actually takes you, first and foremost, being honest with yourself. You truly have to be honest with yourself. This is a moment where you really have to, it helps to separate yourself from all the noise and chatter. And with Finding the Person Called Me book, you ask yourself some serious questions. And these questions are deep-seated, soul-searching questions. Like for the first thing that we deal with is your worth. And the question is, how do you see yourself? What do you want to be respected for? Who do you say you are? That's question number one. And I had someone tell me, it's very intimidating because they've never really, I mean, most people know who it is that they say they are, but to actually write it down.
That's actually true.
It's scary.
That's actually true.
It's very scary. So once you're able to, because if you can't see who you say you are, then the likelihood is you're going to take what anybody and everybody says. And the truth of the matter is, you know deep inside that what it is that you say you are that you're not. You kind of feel uneasy. There's all this. I mean, sometimes you're in a place and you know deep inside yourself, it's like, this is not what I'm supposed to do.
That kind of sense of guilt and everything.
Exactly. So that is how you are able to discover who you are. Take time out of your busy day, take a weekend, and just ask yourself these questions. And yes, it is scary. Yes, it is intimidating, but it is so much worth it. It is so much worth it.
Oh, yeah, interesting. And once you ask yourself that question, and you know, sometimes even solving these questions, we tend to answer them in a rightful way that will make us feel happy within. But as you said back, sometimes too, we know that no, this is not me when we find ourselves in some situations and we need to make some set of decisions. After you write these down, what is next, and what makes it more, how do we call it, right to your own sense of core that, okay, this is actually me? At what point do you know that, okay, whatever that I've written down in this particular book, on this particular sheet, is indeed a reflection of whom I am, both inwardly and outward?
So the beautiful thing is, whatever you say, whatever you write, that's it. There is no, what should I say, right or wrong. Because who's to say that what you've written is right or wrong? Only you know that. And the other thing also is, whatever you say you are, you be tested on it.
Yeah.
And that's how you really, really know if indeed this is who you truly say you are. So for instance, if you say I'm an honest person, something has to test you to really prove and confirm that indeed you are an honest person. And for instance, if you say that I'm called to make impact, there will always be something that will either confirm or test to see, would you really see this through? And that's how you really know that indeed this is it. Because if for some reason everybody else is frustrated, but only you have this inner joy, this inner peace, then you know you're in the right place. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. Where are you?
Yes, we have our first coat, and yes, we're totally out.
Okay.
So, what we're
But
gonna do?
can this do something
Yes.
at least? See, said the baby, one I'm no. I have by and that you're but you did kind of bon come off as you kind of saying, yeah, subordinate employees. Send your over friend there. We discovering our true self through the work that we are looking for, or through the work that we are even doing already. But at the same time, no, with these individuals that we are trying to find ourselves, our life purpose and everything, yes, one any organizations need, right? So how can an organization discover their true sense of purpose for the kind of targeted market that they seek to serve or they are serving?
But lady, my main for broken you and on that.
Okay.
I can be chin up.
Uchine mko yo.
Because you know we was a deep kakranti say.
All right.
Me ko kami chi ana mentima kan ya. I'm on point to my saying to the Mr. Pacha me why.
Okay, sure.
So actually the second edition that we did of Finding the Person Called Me was actually targeting the entrepreneur.
Okay.
And what I discovered was that enough for a person to do business, they really have to understand themselves.
Okay.
Because your business is actually an extension of you. And if you truly don't understand you, then how are you going to really push? So to answer your question, for an organization, for instance, so you have the CEO, who is an individual, who is the vision bearer.
Yeah.
Now, let's take a look at your vision. What is your vision? Your vision goes back to who you say you are.
Yeah.
Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be respected for? Now, in the book, there's another question that we ask, concerns. What are you most concerned about? What breaks your heart? Okay. Because being an entrepreneur is about solutions. So when you look around and you notice there's something that other people will ignore it, but you can't ignore it.
You can't.
Something just, it's like there's an extra burden within yourself.
Yeah.
And when you take a closer look, you realize that that extra burden is a burden that has already been placed within you. And it's actually going to be something that you really enjoy doing, mixed with something that you really don't like doing. There's a combination of those two.
Yeah, that's
But it
true.
stems from the burden within yourself. And sometimes it's like you see, for instance, you see the kids on the street. Someone will look at them and like,
yeah.
Somebody else will see it, and on the inside they cry, and they can't understand why they're crying. That becomes something that you take a look and like, I can't shake this feeling.
Yeah.
So the next question is, what are you going to do to fix it? And that's how you bet the solution. That's how you bet the vision. Because that fix it becomes that opportunity that can grow an organization. So that it's no longer this is what we create or this is what we do, but it's the reason behind it, which really stems from you. And the question I usually ask is 2 o'clock in the morning, when you get a phone call, and it has to do with the business. Would you roll over or would you get up and do it?
Definitely in my shoes, I'll just get up and do it.
Why?
Because of the sense of purpose, vision, and the aim that I seek to have for the organization. And I think through it, it also helps me to discover the real me.
Right.
Inside,
And you will notice that and I tell especially, because the other one we did was for the job seekers, and I tell those that are looking for jobs, I said, look at the mission statement, look at what the company is about, and ask yourself, do I really care about this? Now, let's be honest, some people go to places because
95%.
So you are there.
Yeah.
You have to be there.
Yeah.
Because of this.
Yeah.
So can you look at what the company stands for, what they are about, and truly ask yourself, I'm here. I gotta make the best out of it. So what is there synergy between what makes me cry on the inside?
Yeah.
And even if it's a job that you don't like, you detest that job, which is sad to be in that situation. But even in that place, as an opportunity of growth that you may not necessarily recognize or realize because you are looking at it from one perspective.
Okay.
So for the individual and also for the organization. So now we're going to, while the fish is cooking, we're going to quickly prep our vegetables and get our rice.
Okay. Well, let me help you unwrap.
So these can stay.
This
is later on. So I would need this.
Okay. Then let me help you with
that. So you can unwrap that. Okay.
All right.
So,
how does so now let's talk about some of the side effects. Definitely, I don't want to use the word negative. Side effects of just one person having the headed vision for the company. If that person is not around, what happens?
So I'm going to reference you to the Bible, which is a beautiful manual. In the book of Habakkuk, it says, make the vision plain so the person can run with it. And for me, that sums up really the role of a visionary. It is your responsibility to make your vision plain. And the truth of the matter is, most people will not have the same intensity that you would. But at least, if you can make that vision plain, and you can but actually convince and let your employees understand that vision, they will run with it. If you are able to. Most often, we don't make the vision plain. The vision is not really plain. You look at it, it sounds like something, oh wow, that's a lot of vegetables. It sounds like a lot of anybody else's visions. There really is not the heart and soul of it, so it is not truly yours. One of the, I wouldn't say trick, but a way of confirming if a vision truly is yours is if you put anybody's name or a business name to it, does it still fit it? Does it sound like it? So if it does, then you truly know that your vision really is just a generic vision. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because too often businesses do not take their time to really make their vision plain and clear so that others can run with it.
So what is a clear vision?
One that is really simple and straight to the point. So there's the, what is it called, KISS. Keep it simple, silly. So if you can make your vision really, really clear. And another way is if you can explain that vision to probably like a 2-year-old or even a 5-year-old, and they understand exactly what it is, then you have a good, clear vision. There's, I think, Simon.
Okay.
He said, know your why. Okay. So in business, if it's not necessarily about the product, it's about. Tell me that we share. Meeting. So it's not about the product that you sell. It's actually about why, the why of the product, which is what Finding the Person Called Me. It's all about your why, understanding your why, understanding what is driving you, so that if you can share that with your employees, and they truly understand, then they can buy into your vision. But when there is no buy-in, most people feel like I'm just being there to do what I'm supposed to do, and that's it. And the truth of the matter is, you can't save everybody. Yeah. You're gonna have a few people that no matter how much you have gone through to explain things, they just don't care. They're just there for their money. But here's the other thing. If you have a person such as that, can you help the person understand and find what they want? Because I believe if you help someone get what they want, you end up getting what you want. So imagine that you have someone that just plain doesn't care. And it's probably because they don't even know. Masa, are you helping or you're eating?
I'm helping.
They plain doesn't know what it is that they themselves want. So if the person doesn't know what they want, then it will be very hard for them to actually buy into your vision. So if you can help that person, which is where people development is really critical. So it's not just, I want you to come here and be the best employee, but can you help the person be the best of themselves first and foremost, or alongside? In that way, you can have somebody who.
MamiSerwaa, your onions.
Don't worry, I'm suffering, but I'm bearing it. On your babies, yeah. Okay.
I'm a miss Mary.
Okay, so we're almost done with our vegetables, and then what we do is we're gonna put that on the fire with the rice.
With the rice.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. So we kind of two-timing everybody.
Interestingly, we've been able to cover Finding the Person Called Me for employees, Finding the Person Called Me for entrepreneurs, and also Finding the Person Called Me for corporate entities, right? And the good news is that MamiSerwaa is about to launch a new book whilst she celebrates her 5th anniversary for her initiative, and to the supported people who helped her identify this vision, right? She's going to launch a book, and I'll leave her to talk about it, but we will have that conversation whilst we put the rice on. So stay tuned.
Yes.
I like where we've gotten to.
Yes.
With your recipe. Your fish is looking beautiful. I'm yet to taste it, so I can't say much. And what are we coming to do next?
So the final bit of it is now to season the fish.
Okay.
We cook the fish without any season. It's just the cornstarch. So now we're gonna add the seasoning to it.
Okay.
So to do that, we will take salt, and this is half a tablespoon salt.
Okay. All right.
And we take the same amount of black pepper.
Any particular reason for these particular selected ingredients?
That I don't know. I just follow the recipe.
Recipe, okay. So it doesn't matter. You can just choose to do with anything that you have.
I would say try it first before you change it.
We change it. Okay.
Yes, but so far the combination of the pepper and then a little bit of sugar. And I find it interesting that they call for sugar. And the sugar is about 1 teaspoon of it. And somehow the sugar kind of neutralizes the salt.
The salt.
Now you can actually make this mixture. There's a common mixture in a lot of Asian dishes as well. Black pepper with the salt and just a little bit of sugar in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we will, so we have the garlic, the ginger, and the pepper. And so we have, these are dry ingredients, and then we have our wet ingredients.
So we'll cook.
Yes. So we'll cook our dry first, and then we'll do the wet ingredients.
All right. So whilst you do that, whilst you keep doing what you're doing, we want you to, tell us a little bit about your book. So Nana, see, because I'm Nana, I keep saying Nana. So MamiSerwaa is about to launch her new book next month. So you guys stay tuned. I'll be sharing more updates about her book on our social media platforms. So MamiSerwaa, quickly tell us about your book and what anyone watching right now should expect.
Okay. So the book is called Victories of a Lost Child, and it's a collection of poems. Okay. I call them my scribbles, but I was corrected and said they are poems, because these are things that I wrote when I call being in my wilderness days.
Okay.
So mostly in my 20s, and I found myself during that phase with a lot of questions and nowhere to go for answers. And the only way I could deal with that was actually to write them out.
Okay.
And so it's kind of ironic that Finding the Person Called Me was Beth, but I did not even see the connection of those two because they happen at different phases of my life.
Yeah.
And so I had a collection of these things. I couldn't bring myself to get rid of it. And a friend of mine said, one day your children will see it. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't want my children seeing how confused their mother was. But the more I do Finding the Person Called Me, the more I realized that there was actually a link, that all those things that I was writing is me actually trying to find myself.
Self-discovery, self-actualization.
But I had no idea. All I know is, and it was a way, as my counselor said, it was my way of dealing, it was my way of coping. You know how people journal?
Yeah.
So in a way it was a way of journaling, but it was just a series of more questions. And so in the book, Finding the Person Called Me,
we have something little to show. You might not see, but I told her to bring something, and
so this is the manuscript of it.
Yeah.
So in fact, do you have a copy of Finding the Person Called Me?
Yeah, I have my copy of Finding the Person Called Me.
So
I actually got this from her on the 12th of July 2019, and I still have it here. And I'm glad that today we happen to talk about the book that she gave me, I think 2 years ago.
Yeah. So there's a poem in there says why, oh why. Yeah. And it was one of those things. I wrote it down. So I'll quickly read this. It says, why do you stress yourself? Why can't you just let things be? Why the need to have it your own way? Can't you see you are just stressing yourself? Why keep doing the same things? Things are not going to change. Why can't you get it into your thick head? Or are you so thick-headed that all reasoning is out? I hope not, because your poor, poor head. What have you done? What have you got yourself into? Ha ha. Don't worry, you haven't lost it. Ha ha. Or have you?
What were you actually thinking that particular day when you wrote it? Because it's like when you started reading, I realized that, see, you're a little bit emotional right now.
It is
because yeah.
Because I mean, this was, like I said, my head has always been filled with a bunch of why. Like why was I born? I mean, I even went as far as once asking my mom, why did she have too many kids? Because I was always curious. And you know, Charlie, here in Ghana, you can't go asking all the why. And then, like, I even asked, why did my uncle allow my dad to marry his sister? And the response was, freehold. So those are some of the things, asking why. And so this was a time where I was so stressed, trying to figure it out, and all I can think of is why. Why?
And I'm happy that you wrote it down, and someone who happens to encounter this book would also learn something out of the experience that you were having back then, and how you were able to come to the actualization of finding your purpose, to come up with all these self-awareness. I wouldn't say questions, because these are not just any kind of questions, honestly. The first day she sat me down to go through this whole journal, life journal with me, I was like, hey, I have a lot of things that I need to discover about myself, but you know, it's actually powerful. It's actually powerful if you really sit down to take pen, go through the questions, make sure that you really understand them and how it indeed reflects from your past, present, and even to the future. It helps you more of like become a whole brand new kind of yourself, recreation. So you recreate your whole internal self, your soul, as the creator calls it. And it's officially more of like comes public, because even the Bible says that as a man thinketh, and before you think anything spiritually, you've already thought about it. It's just manifest through the physical realm, and that's everything about this book. Ingredients, right?
Yep, dry ingredients. So just cook it a little bit, and now we put in our wet ingredients.
Okay.
So we're going to cook that just a little bit. And then since I'm told you guys like pepper, lots of pepper. Now, warning here. This produces a lot of fumes. So if you are sensitive, please make sure you have lots of air around, because it will produce a lot of fumes. And that's a lot of pepper. That's a lot of pepper.
Oh God. Oh la la. Here is smelling like the aroma in the kitchen right now. Whew. You know, all I need is KK. KK. I just need KK. Fantini bakade. Eti aroma bi wa ni ehia ne wo dokona na wo banku. Atasa. Inti no nine there fa dokona. De hwe ni kakra. There. I do be all
okay.
Yeah, but mommy,
now,
this is smelling good.
Now we
your
take,
ginger.
We already mixed
Oh,
the ginger.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're gonna save that one for the
All right.
vegetables.
Okay.
And now for the magic. We're actually just gonna put our fish and then we're gonna toss it.
Toast it. Okay.
Yes. But just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna slowly drop this in.
Okay. Mommy, can you go here like this?
Yes.
Guys,
So
this
since
is
the fish has already
good.
been cooked, we don't have to. Okay.
All right.
And now, here's the kapa.
Hey, chef. Oh, wow. I like that. Okay, so now I can clearly say that MamiSerwaa is a tech chef. With these skills, man, we have to open a restaurant so that you...
But there's a lot of fish in here.
I know. And I can't wait to taste it.
Okay, so I'm gonna slightly scoop a little bit. And the more you leave it in the oil, the hotter it gets.
Oh, then we should make it hot, baby.
Okay.
Oh, please. This is looking so good. But I can't say much. I just have to wait and taste it first. After tasting it, you know how we do it.
We give it a toss.
I will vet her to know if indeed she is a tech chef. Okay.
Voila.
Voila, Stephanie. So let me get you.
Let's see.
Beautiful. Does this work?
Yep.
Already washed.
Okay. So you can turn this off.
Oh, mercy. Jesus Christ. Welcome to TechChef Africa, the only dialogue whereby I get to eat all the food.
And
You'll
then
be at home. By now, is your throat dry or wet? Let me know in the comments box. Hey, we are done with the food now. Mamen kame fante kakra. Manka same si de ndeme pe. Bamenya. I don't know how to translate it. Me na, let me say PG. Please forgive me if my PG is bad. Me na, I figure say today I want continental dish, but right now I don't think that I want it anymore. Okay, so for the first time, I'm going to use chopsticks. I've never used it before, so pardon me if it doesn't go well, but we are all here to learn together with the help of MamiSerwaa. So MamiSerwaa, before we eat, let's play this little game. I'll mention I'll just mention 2 ingredients and let me know the one that you prefer over the other and quickly give a summary of why. So, ginger and garlic.
Masa.
Ginger or garlic?
Do I have to pick one?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll say ginger.
Ginger.
Yeah, because when you put ginger in rice, especially if you're doing fried rice, magnificent. If you put it a little bit in your vegetables, it gives it another different taste. And I mean, ginger tea. When you have Corona, ginger all the way.
All right, red wine or white wine?
It depends. It really depends.
You just have to choose.
Oh, masa.
You just have to choose.
Okay, then I'll probably go with white because it's lighter.
All right. So guys, I believe that was fun. Right now, MamiSerwaa, please look into the camera and give us your words of encouragement or motivation to anyone who is watching right now and aspire to discover their true self.
I was gonna say, Charlie, don't let people wait too long for food. But let's see. Motivation, I really am not a big fan of motivations, but people say I do motivate them. So, okay. When it comes to discovering yourself or understanding yourself, it's something that is really important. And my words of encouragement to you is no matter how scary it is, no matter how uncomfortable it is, do yourself a favor and actually take the time to really discover yourself. In fact, there's something I wrote, if you don't mind, I want to read that in regards to specifically that. Because I think I was in that space when I wrote that. Give me a moment. Because it's talking about what it means to discover yourself. But at that time when I wrote this, I did not know that that's what it was about. It was actually just me trying to understand what it means to understand yourself. And I think I was struggling with understanding yourself versus healing yourself and what the process was going to be like. So this was, so I'll just read it. I said, to heal oneself is to be selfish. To find oneself is to truly heal oneself. Be selfish to heal oneself. And the scripture that I wrote next to it was Jeremiah 33:6. Heal me, O Lord, and I shall be healed. Save me, and I shall be saved, for you are my praise.
All right.
So that is, I guess you can say that's my motivation, but I'll say that's my encouragement to you. Okay. Be selfish, heal yourself, because the first person that you should learn to love will be yourself, because you cannot give something you don't have.
Yeah. All right. So just serve.
Let's chow down.
Yeah.
Okay. So we start with the starch. Yeah. Okay, so in following with tradition, we are using a bowl because most often Asians eat rice in bowls, not in plates. Okay. Look at all the Chinese movies. Don't they eat their rice in a bowl?
In a bowl. Any particular reasons?
Masa, I'm just. Nah. I don't. But here's the thing: it makes it easier with the chopsticks than with a plate.
Really?
Yeah, and their rice is also sticky.
Yeah, than ours.
Yeah, so. Say when.
Okay. For the sake of the camera.
You don't want people to see that you like food, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, I like food.
Okay, which one goes?
Vegetables. Okay. Whoa, that's a lot of vegetables. It's really good. Okay, so you put your vegetables. Well, should have been on the side, but Charlie, asa. Eat all your vegetables.
For now.
For now.
For now, yeah, back. Yes.
Yeah, back. Okay. And now for the testing. Here you go. You serve yourself.
What kind of temptation with this?
Please go ahead. Oh, let me help you. I'll open this up for you. Now,
am I even holding this chopstick right?
So the first thing they tell you is like you hold the first one like you hold that pen.
Okay.
And then the second one comes, so you put your finger in here. So these two fingers control the movement of it. This one is stationary, doesn't move. Okay. This is what moves. Okay, now go for it.
Prepare the scene.
So take your bowl closer.
Okay. Hey.
There you go.
All right, I got it.
See, it's easy.
Hey. Guys. Okay. 3 will be fine.
Okay.
For the screen.
For the screen. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So usually you can go
Look at that.
You go from the side, it makes it easy. That was the other trick I did. It was fun. It was more fun looking at you suffer than me to try and correct you. What's the fun in that? And Charlie, I'm not going to fake the funk. Because you put one in your mouth and then it's gone.
Gone, yeah.
Okay.
We can revisit it anytime.
Yes, yes, absolutely. All right. Mpacho,
May the Lord Almighty, who started with us, end with us whilst we eat this food. In His Son's name, Amen.
Amen. Amen. Bon appetit.
Guys, this is so new for me, or to me, but there is no room for excuses, so here I go. You're invited.
And you're actually allowed to pick your bowl up.
Okay. Now, I want you to try it with the rice and let me have a look.
Okay. First, let me make room. So, here's my vegetable.
Ayaka.
There you go.
I got it.
It's as simple as that.
Mommy,
Yes.
the food is really nice.
Try the pepper is all too. I know you guys say you like pepper, but
No, actually there is no pepper in this food.
okay. Take the ones that have the I'm saying the ones I took now.
This one, like,
Yeah.
Like
Try
this
that one. I should show you. Hey. Okay.
I feel it balances with the fish.
Okay.
Because after all, it's seafood. So for me, every seafood I eat, I prefer to have it with spicy. With.
Okay.
Guys, honestly, this recipe, trust me, you don't need to go to the restaurant. You can actually cook this at home. And the cost involved, but you can do it. Alright, so MamiSerwaa. Well, I my sister maybe. Pocho, yeah, that's the day. Oh, and don't forget your drink.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, please never do this.
Okay.
You put your chopsticks.
Oh,
It's considered bad omen.
okay.
So. I said, nah, cheers, eh?
Cheers, guys. Thank you for watching to the end of this episode. And I believe that you've learned something when it comes to finding the person called you, not me. Yeah, so you. So yeah, if you have any questions for MamiSerwaa, please leave it in the comments box or send it to us on our social media platforms. And if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please do search for TechChef Africa on YouTube. And yeah, don't forget to also participate in MamiSerwaa's book launching, which is next month. And trust me,
May 27th.
May 27th.
Yeah.
I will definitely share the link on all our TechChef Africa social media platforms, so you can also watch out for that. And we love you all. And I will always be your host, Nana Efwa Benyao, and MamiSerwaa today happens to be my guest. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace. Peace out.